All right, what's going on, everybody? So it's leg day, obviously, and I've already trained 2 clients this morning. I got 1 meal in, which I filmed a quick little clip for it. I'll throw over this. It's my normal, just 50 grams of whey protein, 2 slices of sourdough, uh, 15 grams of peanut butter, and a banana. So pretty simple. Quick and easy for this first meal that I can kind of wolf down in between clients that I'm training in the morning. And now we're going to get round 1 of today's workout, which I'm going to see what squats feel like. No promises here. I got went to the chiropractor and I got some Graston and cupping and stuff done yesterday, and my back is just destroyed. So we're going to find out how this feels sitting on my back and if I can really push it or not. Either way, we're going to hit some the plan is to do maybe 1 moderately hard set of barbell squats. I've kind of backed off from doing like the super heavy, sets of like 5-6 reps. Now I want to focus more. I want to keep my strength, but I'm not worried about that strength rep range of only 5 reps. I'd rather stay in the 8 to 12 range. So we'll work up to a hard set somewhere between 8 and 12, and then probably move on to some isolation exercises. I don't have a lying leg curl machine at my house, so I'll probably do lying leg curls here. And then I don't have an adductor abductor machine at my house, so I'll probably do those here. Then I'll go home, eat a few more meals. I'll show you when we do that, and get my full-on hamstring dominant leg workout in. And anyways, I'm gonna shut up. Let's see what this feels like. These creaky old knees warmed up. I'm more worried about my back after the Graston and stuff yesterday than my legs. This is a 60-pound bar, by the way. So not like it matters. Not that that's that big a difference, but we'll probably work up to 4 plates. We'll see how that feels. But I don't know if I have anyone to spot me. I'll have to go check and see in the other room if there's anyone here that can spot me. If I don't have a spotter, I'll probably just stay with 4 plates, and which is 420 with a 60-pound bar, I believe, and just go for reps there because I don't want to risk it, especially without a spotter. Even though these things are sturdy and won't catch anything, I don't want to have to do that. All right, we're gonna go up to 4 plates, and this is where I like to be a little safer. So get the knee sleeves on. We'll use a belt on this set just to be safe. I know it's not like crazy heavyweight, but I'm not getting any younger, and I definitely can't afford any injuries. So These will just give me a little more stability, a little more peace of mind as I do these reps. And if you watch any of my old videos, not old, but like the last few months, you'll probably notice I was doing all my squats barefoot or in socks. I stopped doing that only because the arches of my feet were getting absolutely destroyed. Like it was hurting to take the dog for a walk. Just every step I took was pain. So I'm also not going quite as heavy as I was a few months ago, but also having the shoes on just give a little bit of support there. Even though I feel a little more stable without the shoes, I guess maybe one day I'll actually invest in some squat shoes, but I'm not that worried about it right now. I'm not a power lifter, but it'd still be a good thing to have probably. But anyways, I'm gonna shut up, see what 4 plates feels like. So that felt pretty good actually. So I'm gonna take a minute, decide if I want to stay here and go for like a serious set or if I want to add a little weight. When I get up to that weight it's probably my working weight, I like to do one set where just kind of get my central nervous system accustomed to it, I guess. If I do 1 or 2 reps, rest a minute, and then go back to it, it just feels easier. Yep. One more. You got it. Woo. All right, meal number 2, which I guess technically is like a post-workout from that first round, even though, it was just one compound movement and a couple isolation movements that I didn't push extremely hard. It's just things I don't have here in my home gym. So I like to kind of throw them in there a little bit just to get those movements in. And anyways, meal 2 is just going to be 200 grams of chicken, So close. Straight out the air fryer here. Boom. There we go. It was 201, dropped to 200 on the dot. So what I've just been enjoying, instead of like mixing chicken and rice or whatever, I've just been loving cooking this as like chicken tenders. There's just a little bit of lemon pepper on them, and then make a little puddle of hot sauce here and just dip them. I have like buffalo chicken tenders kind of. I notice I use a lot less sauce if I use it as a dipping sauce rather than like if I made chicken and rice and put sauce in it, I end up using too much sauce usually. So if I just use it as a dip, it helps me control that. And typically I would have potatoes with this meal, but I didn't cook any. So we're going to do rice cakes. So I'm going to have just 3 of these. Well, there's 5 in here. I'm just going to have 3 of these white cheddar rice cakes to go along with it. There's so it'll be about 30 carbs. So that's that. Pretty small meal. Then I'll have one more meal after this, which probably will be my pre-workout meal for round 2, unless I'm just feeling like I need one more meal in to have the energy for that. The hardest part is it is getting freaking hot here in Florida already. So the garage gym is going to be brutal, but I can probably get it through it pretty quick since we already did half the stuff this morning. But anyways, I'm going to shut up and eat chicken, rice cakes. I'm getting this down, get a little bit of work done, and chill for a bit before round 2. All right, meal number 3. This is going to be my pre-workout meal. And it's another simple, easy, delicious meal. I did this for my pre-workout. I was doing beef and rice. But I did this for my pre-workout the other day, and it was just so good. I got such a good workout on it that I wanted to keep it in there. I'm going to put the beef meal later in the day. And then probably eventually the beef meal will start being more like only every now and then. So I'll lower the fats in my diet. But for now, I'll keep the beef meal in probably, and it's just going to be later in the day. But this just digests really well, and it got me super pumped during the workout. So I'm doing it again, and hopefully I get the same result. So we got 1 cup, 80 grams of oats, 50 grams of whey protein, diced up a nice little Granny Smith apple. It's going all over the place. And a little bit of salt for that pump. And the salt just kind of brings out the sweet flavor of everything else too. But I did this because I actually was out of bananas. And normally I would have mixed a banana with this, but I did it with the apple and it was freaking delicious. So that's what we're going with again. So there you have it. Pre-workout meal, oats, whey, and an apple. I'm going to get this down and let it digest. Get ready to go out to the garage and destroy my hamstrings and glutes. So, and sweat buckets because it's hot. Whew. All right. Finally, time to hit this second workout. I'm not going to lie. After that pre-workout meal, I fell asleep for about 30 minutes. I don't know. The carbs hit me. So I definitely needed some pre-workout. So I had 1 scoop of the Hyper Maxed Out, which is the strongest pre-workout that I have, and then 2 scoops of the Vaso. So that's just the pump. So this should be a good pump. And I'm sipping on some aminos with 25 grams of carbs in there. So let's see what we got. We're gonna start it off here. We're gonna go for a set of 20 reps. I'm gonna find a weight. You know, hopefully this is a good weight, but I might have to go a little heavier. I'm gonna find a weight that's like gonna be a hard 20, and I'll do 1 hard set of 20, and then I'll do a second set that's gonna be a rest pause until I get to 20 again. So, you know, if I struggle for 15 on the second one, because I'm not gonna take a very long rest, and then do, you know, a 10-second rest, try and get another 5 or whatever. We'll see how it goes. But that's the plan. Just going to get a really good pump and burn in the hamstrings before moving on to the bigger exercises. Four, this is definitely too light. Yeah, I think I'll just stop at 12 and add some weight so I'm not wasting my time. Oh, yeah, that was better. Oh, God, that burned. Oh, God, that hurts. I was 13. I got 7 more. Oh, that hurt. Oh, big stretch, probably. All right. Moving on to exercise 2 of this round. Straight to the hip thrust. Mostly because I just don't like doing the hip thrust. So if I save it towards the end, I'll probably skip it. I'll be tired. Are my legs tasty, bro? And so there's no way I can skip it. Do it near the beginning of the workout. Get it over with. This will be light. I'll work my way up to 1 or 2 top sets. Not going crazy here. We'll probably stick in that, I don't know, 12 to 15 rep range. So this will just kind of be feeling it out and then see where we go. Ooh. Yeah, this is light, but I feel my hamstrings from that pump on the seated leg curls, but also I feel the fatigue in my hamstrings and glutes from this morning session with those heavy squats and the lying leg curls and stuff. So I'll add another plate, see how that feels, and then decide if that's where I'll go or I go heavier. I did go up to 4 plates on each side last week. I hate to go backwards. Whew. All right, so moved on to some good mornings here on the hack squat. Opted out the last couple weeks from stiff leg deadlifts. Can't talk. For these good mornings on this hack squat, I've just been getting a really good feel on them. The hamstrings, glutes, everything have been getting really sore, really good stretch, really good contraction, everything. So I think after getting the crazy pump on the seated leg curls and on the hip thrust, stretching it out with these feels great. And it actually takes a lot of the lower back pumps out of it, like you would get from a stiff leg deadlift. So did one feel set with just 2 plates on there just to get the motion down. Now I've got 3 plates, 2 up top. There's another rack here underneath. So I've got 1 plate on each side down there. We'll see how this feels. I'll probably just do maybe 10 reps. And then if it feels good, we'll go up to 4 plates for the top set. So let's see how it's feeling. All right, 4 plates. Let's see how this feels. Ooh. Whew. All right. Hamstrings, glutes are pretty much fried at this point. They're done for. I'm gonna get one last exercise. I'm gonna do a single leg press, and I'll still get a good stretch on the hamstring glute doing this, but obviously any leg press is probably more quad focused, and I just want to get a little pump in the quads. You know, I got the barbell squats this morning, which obviously hit the quads, but this will be like one more thing to get a little quad pump. I don't want to go super crazy on quads because I don't want them to be over taxing, because obviously if you can't rest, recover, and grow, or rest and recover, you're not going to grow. So I destroyed quads on Saturday, and today's Wednesday. So they are feeling mostly better now, but I still got to make sure they're fully recovered, and then I'm going to hit them again on Saturday. So this is just to get a nice little pump in them. Nothing overexerting that's going to really destroy them. All right. I also just always feel like my quads need more work. Doesn't matter how big my legs ever get. I don't think they'll, in my head, I don't think they'll ever be big. I think I always need more quad. So I'm not gonna go crazy heavy with this. I might go a little bit heavier than this, but I'll just do 2 more sets, 12 to 15 reps on each leg, and I'm done. I'm getting hungry. All right, workout round 2 is done, and it's getting hot out there, but it wasn't as bad as I expected, or maybe I just didn't go as quite as intense as like on a quad focused leg day. It gets brutal. But since I already did, the big compound movement this morning and some of the other stuff, probably the hardest thing out there today was those good mornings, just because the way you're situated on that machine, your head's like pressed into it, so you just get lightheaded afterwards. But all around, freaking good workout. I'm gonna be sore as can be, and so now it's time to eat so I can recover and grow. So I got 50 grams of whey protein, and like I said, I was drinking 25 grams of carbs throughout that workout. So I'm not gonna go crazy high on the carbs post workout. Plus, I still have my beef and rice meal, so I'll get more carbs after this. So just something fast, quick, and easy right after the workout. 50 whey, 25 grams of carbs from this Rice Krispie treat. And then I'll probably take Broly on a walk and get some steps in before eating my last 2 meals. All right, took Broly for a little walk, got some steps in. Time for meal 5 now. And we just got 200 grams of 96.4 lean ground beef, 150 grams of rice, and some asparagus. I didn't weigh the asparagus. So, and I've been doing ketchup and mustard in this, kind of make it like a burger bowl, but I'm just feeling barbecue sauce this time. So, just a little bit of this no sugar added, sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, and that is meal number 5. So, let me get that down, take a shower, and then I got one more meal before bed. All right, final meal of the night, and I'm ready to pass out. But we got breakfast for dinner. Can't go wrong there. So we got 3 whole eggs, 3 egg whites, and 2 chicken sausages that I cooked in the air fryer. So that's it. No carbs in this last meal, and I'm ready to pass out. The next 2 days are going to be low carb days, higher cardio, because it's going to be arm day tomorrow. I do arms and calves, so I go a little bit lower carb on that because it's not a very strenuous. And then shoulders the day after that, and once again, not a huge body part. So those are my 2 days where I'm really, really suffering. But then Saturday, usually I get a high carb day because that'll be my hard quad day. So this was kind of just a moderate day, baseline day. So next 2 days we'll be suffering. Then Saturday should be a little refeed. If I look like I need it, I'll take pictures Saturday morning and we'll decide then. But anyways, I'm going to shut up and eat so I can get to bed. Eggs and sausage. And that's the final meal of the night.